What's up, guys? It's me, Tommy Foster, and this is my show called My Way.
Yes, Chamberlain.
Well, my name's Paul. A lot of people call me PC.
Tell me what kind of car we got here.
It's a 91 Honda Civic. Bought it off Craigslist about 14 years ago for $49. You'd be shocked at how many times I've heard from people. It's like, oh no, yeah, my homie, he tells me he helped you build it. It's like, your homie blah 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 is a liar. He's a liar and a fat mouth. Because nobody helped me build this car. Like, I mean, friends have given me a hand here and there, but to claim that you have any rights to stick your chest out, you're a clown.
Right.
Like, ain't nobody, no. I've called in a few favors. I've had, I've paid for a few things. For the most part, everything was, hand boogered in the garage.
How old were you when you got into cars?
I owned my first car. So I was probably, 12 years old, 13 years old, whatever.
Tell us about this car. Tell us more about it. You said it's a 91 Honda Civic, and tell me what makes this car unique.
Well, it's a mid-engine rear-wheel drive. The motor's back there, and that's the difference. When my kids were young, I would actually fabricate go-karts because, we couldn't afford a bunch. And I made a go-kart for them, and, we found a broken one throughout the years, and they always had toys. And then, of course, once they got into cars, go-karts weren't fun anymore, but we all have fun on go-karts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody has fun on a go-kart. Well, I thought that after my kids grew up and it would be sad that the old guy was still on a go-kart, so I just built a grown man's go-kart. And that's what the car is to me. It's not a race car, it's not a drift car, it's miles per gallon. That's what my car is. Everybody that rides in it, I giggle we have so much fun. You and I've been out in this car and three sets of tires in one night. We actually caught it on fire.
Yep.
The rubber actually caught on fire. We
were giggling like schoolgirls the whole night.
And it was still every bit of all the fun.
Yeah, almost died a couple times.
Yeah, but not, yeah.
Well, that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about the journey of this build. Well, how did it start out? Was it always just like this? You just one and done, or tell me about
absolutely not. I bought a wrecked car with just a single cam in it, and that was kind of more just to prove the car. It started off just a little JDM VTEC single cam, non-turbo, nothing. A lot of my early videos were just me first gear holding it floored. Sending it. It didn't have enough power to do much, but it was still fun. Yep. I'd take it out in the snow, take it out in the rain. When everybody puts their show cars away for the winter or whatever, that's when mine comes out. That's when I shine because it, snow's a bunch of fun, rain's a bunch of fun. Nice weather, hot weather costs a bunch of money. So, it's better for me. And I just have more fun because it's more relaxing. Instead of just sending it and always being, 9K all day, bro. I can just wop 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 and just do my Dougie. Yeah. And yeah, that's again just miles per gallon. I love driving this car.
In the bathroom about 2 whole hours, getting real high, passed out on the floor. That shit, on the frame, take a 1-and-1, back in the game, back on the street, back on the strip, looking for a dream to run a train. What's your boy doing?
Nobody can be in a bad mood around this car. So the whole back of this car was put together with like 18 pair of vice grips, and I had done all the measurements to try and get the back tires in the archway perfectly, center it perfect, and I went around the block just very, very slowly to prove that the car wasn't gonna crab walk, dog walk, whatever you want to call it. And it was good. And I came back, and my homie that was here, he's like, I wonder if it'll do a burnout. Man, why do you have to go and say some dumb shit like that? Because you know what I did? I went straight in reverse. We went up the street. I frickin' single cam sent this thing, stood on it to $9 grand, dumped the clutch. Every pair of vice grips popped off. Had to start over. It was just dumb. I came back in, reset all the vice grips, measured it 2 days worth of making sure this thing was good, and then I tacked it first. And then I went around the block, then came back in and full welded it. And yeah, after that, it's just been, as many tires as I can put on this thing. That's all. And it's, you know, throughout the years it went from the single cam, it went to the Type R build. So I took a GSR block, B16 head, full ITR guts. So it was an NA, extremely high comp. Well, that motor still being tuned, it was on 310 injectors, and we were running the duty cycle at 143% duty on 310 injectors. And then it went to what, LS turbo. Well, I tried a B20V, and I cracked that. Then I tried B20 turbo, cracked that. Then I went to LS turbo, and that was fun for a while. The new swap that's in it now, it's a JDM GSR rod and piston, very nice turbo, very nice intercooler, coil on plug, bunch of upgrades from the LS, and now it will not hold tire. I've turned it down. I have my boost scale ramps through. I get all the boost in first. I come into second, all the boost, and as the car starts to unload, I have a couple of pounds pulled every 1,000 RPM. I go into third, same thing at the lower boost scale, and then I put a couple pounds every, 1,000 RPMs. And if I just gave it like I did the old LS, I could get that to hold with just a little bit of pedal control, trigger discipline. But this thing, I'm not adult enough to have the discipline. I actually had to go in and pull power out. So it's well over the top of 400. I can lose the tire on demand, which is ultimately was the goal of this car, was to have a one pedal car where I could just whoops, whoops, whoops with the right foot, instead of like the first motor, the second motor, everything was all about the clutch. I mean, I had perfected and cracked my clutch pedals. Everybody knows EF clutch pedals are soft, but when you push it to the floor and then you always just slide your foot off at the floor, that thing bangs up awfully hard, and I broke a few pedals, but that's how it's always been fun to get the back end active.
Oh, this thing gets sideways?
Oh, it gets very, very sideways. But now it's just a one pedal sideways. Now I can just accidentally hit the right foot a little bit too hard, and it's on.
This is still original paint?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Original paint, original body parts?
Yeah, original pinstripe. The pinstripes throughout. Like, I mean, that's always the telltales when you either have a panel that the pinstripe breaks or a brand new pinstripe to try to hide the funk. But no, that's some OG, like probably late 80s pinstripe. I mean, it's a 91, but come on now,
Right.
This thing was made a minute ago. It kind of outshadowed the car, so then I made this to match it. Then I made the battery adapter to match it. Then I made that to match it. I think it's kind of cool that I pulled a theme in.
Tell us a little bit more about your dashboard and your interior. What's going on the inside?
Oh, you already know that one, right? So the dash, I had made a barter with a gentleman that I've known for years. He's a good guy, runs a granite company. And my wife bought an island from Target for it was like $99.
A kitchen island?
A rolling kitchen island from Target. And the barter that I made, the granite guy shows up and he has a piece of rock for the island. And I'm just like, wow, you're gonna do that too? He goes, yeah, we made a trade. I said I'd do your kitchen. And he breaks out with the caulking gun and he's just about to glue over the top of the kitchen island, had stainless steel on it. And I was like, oh no, this car was built on scraps. It was really, really was. And right before he broke out the caulking gun, I came out here and I got a crowbar and I actually pried the stainless steel off of a Target kitchen island, and that's my dashboard. I actually just hand formed that over, boards and pipes, and is what it is. I mean, everything in this car has always been, it's not really a monetary investment as much as it's a hustle investment.
Yeah.
Because I've always, taken a part off of this or taken a part off of that or bartered for this or bartered for that. And, because my kids were still in the house when I originally built the car, I had never really put actual money into the car. It was always on the hustle move, paycheck and paycheck and side Dougie goes to the family, but I always left some room. You know, I drew a line at when I do this kind of work or when I do that kind of barter, then that allows me to do the car.
Okay.
And that's pretty much where that went. So yeah, no piece was ever spared, including the kitchen island.
So considering that the engine's in the back, normally our cars, the heater core comes from the back of the engine into the firewall. What did you do? Does this have heat?
Oh, it absolutely has heat. I went and got a DeWalt corded grinder, and it came in a plastic, you know, click case.
Standard DeWalt stuff.
Yeah, it's just standard DeWalt stuff, and that's actually the heater is the DeWalt case, because you know when I got the thing running, I was like, wow, you know, it's very, very loud. So and cold because it was drafty. So I needed some heat. So I actually shoved a heater core in the DeWalt toolbox, put it in between the seats, and I put a boat bilge pump fan blowing at the windshield to keep me warm and defrosted, and just ran the lines into the back of it.
So what do we do about sound? Is it super loud inside of the car?
No, the whole car is sound deadened to the max. Like I have Dynamat all over it. And then in the center, actually, there's another funny junkyard story. As I went to the junkyard with a Sawzall, and I found a Del Sol, and I actually cut the center 2 inches out of a Del Sol. At the junkyard, I cut the whole car in half. Like it fell into half, and I just kept the window track.
The back window.
Yeah, the back window of a Del Sol, and I kept the whole wall going down. I kept the track, kept the glass. And that's what's actually in there is a Del Sol mid window. And yes, the power window works. Why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, why wouldn't it? It's what I do. So yeah, it's actually quiet and cold in there until, you know, obviously you turn the heater on, and then yeah.
What'd you do for fuel? Like how do you, you take the fuel tank out, so where does the fuel go?
It's actually an Olympia beer keg in the front that, you know, normally they're round, and I actually sliced the bottom off, so I have a good, I don't know, probably 7-inch patch at the bottom.
Okay.
Where I laid it on its side, and then I cut the bottom off so it's flat at the bottom, and then I welded a plate back up to it, so I didn't have to worry about a round clamp, so I just have it bolted down to a flat spot. It still holds like, I don't know, 12 gallons or something.
Well, tell us about your wheels.
Oh, the wheels! I love my wheels. They're. I usually
They're
don't.
just SIs. They're just stock SIs,
Yeah,
aren't
they're
they?
just stock SIs. My guy's a premium wheel in Tacoma, man. You know they're so solid.
Yep.
I had a dream, man. I'd really like to do the inserts, but I don't really want the rest of it done. But you know, paint and wheels don't really go. You know, I mean, it's only going to last so long. So Premium hooked me up. You know, I brought them some wheels. They were like they were curb rashed. We had to like screwdriver chunk piles of pine needles off of them. I mean, they were horrible. These guys, they hooked it up. So they put them all the way to white, and then had them machine faced. So now they're flat on the front. They're not the white. So now we're back to just the pockets being done, and then they hit them with a clear coat that is just off the hook.
Yeah, they look amazing. They got like a flake or a sparkle or?
It's sapphire chameleon. It's a clear coat over the top of the machine face silver. That's the stripper dust.
So you're not just finding this.
Oh no. And you know, and if you go by coating, it's it wouldn't be affordable or even proper to do to a set SI. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people would think of the money that you could put into those, I could have way nicer wheels, but that's not my stilo.
Tell us a little bit about those louvers.
The louvers was actually the longest because I wanted to knock the back window out of it, and that didn't happen for years and years and years. It was just another idea, you know. Yeah. I mean, you look at a bunch of cars that have back window louvers, EFs do not. Like for some reason they make them for a sedan and they make them for a CRX, but they don't make them for a hatch. Don't know why, don't really care at this point. So, you know, between the plasma table and cardboard mock-ups and blah, 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 you know, there's so many graduated compound angles. That was actually one of the more challenging things. I had no idea it was going to be that difficult. It was actually a lot, it was a lot more technical than I had suspected. I knew that, you know, they were going to grow in size, but then the arch of the back of the car and the contour of the back of the car changes. So it was a lot more challenging than I had suspected. There's been a lot of other upgrades that, you know, like I have a switch that locks front brakes, so I can just sit and it's line lock, so I can just sit and burn out with back. But that, for the most part, used properly, it holds me stationary. And just recently, another one that I always wanted was, you know, all of us, you know, rear wheel drive Chevy. I'm a Chevy guy. S10, Camaro, you know, back in my day, you know, we'd jump on the brake, hit the gas, and we'd do a burnout and just sacrifice the back brakes. And, you know, just, we've all done it. You know, anybody that's, you know, borrowed dad's truck has sat there, stood on the brake, stood on the gas at the same time, let up on the brakes just enough that the back end started doing a burnout, but you were held still. Well, that's, you know, basically my line lock will do that. But then with this car, since the whole back of it is front, that I have extremely, for rear, I have extremely large brakes. So whenever I jump off of the clutch, I can't go to the brake because I have large rear brakes. I have front rear brakes, so it actually goes straight to clutch, and I start having, you know, clutch slippage. So I could never monitor my speed when I'm doing a burnout. All I could do was either stay stationary or just take off like a bat out of hell, banging 1, 2, 3, and then I'm doing 50 miles an hour. And so now this latest one that I did was I actually have a electronic switch where I can shut off the back brakes. So now while I sit and do a burnout, I can go straight to the switch, turn off the back brakes. Now I can do some hood boogered, you know, old school Camaro, Chevy truck, jump on the foot brake and actually monitor myself. And I've banged, you know, so far it's a brand new switch to me. I finally just figured it out. And I've banged 1, 2, and I've stayed about 2 miles an hour and just walked down the road super slow, just keeping the set on fire, you know, $7,000. Like everything about this car was just done my way. Could I have done it lighter? Could I have made it faster? Could I have, you know, anybody that's looking at it from your field, like I'm a drifter, like you did this wrong. I didn't build a drift car, you know, drag guy, same thing. Everything was just built for me, by me, my way. Don't care, you know, I don't see you out in, you know, 2 foot of snow, high centering on a snowbank in your show car.
Giggling.
Like cackling the whole time.
I remember you having to get pulled out of a snowbank.
Oh, many times. Oh yeah.
You got wrecked it in the snow.
Yeah, many
playing
times.
around with it.
I've been so banged up that I locked the flywheel on an ice bank where the motor just stopped and I had to be pulled out.
So let me ask you this, on this whole entire build, what do you think the biggest challenge was throughout the entire 14 years that you've been working on this car?
Biggest challenges for the car was just literally people saying that they would help, and then when it comes to game day, they don't. You know, I mean, it's always an ongoing thing. We all go through it. Right. It's like everybody goes, yeah, I'll help, yeah, I'll help. As soon as it's game day, it's like, oh man, my brother's sister's uncle's cousin's ex-girlfriend got a flat tire, man, I gotta go help them. It's like
2 states away.
Yeah, like, what does this person have anything to do with the Costa Tea in Tokyo? You said your ass would be here helping. Like, they should have AAA. Go get a tire. I mean, anything but why, you know, why today? Because you were never intended on helping anyway, that's why.
If there was any advice that you could give somebody else that wants to get into doing something for themselves in the car scene, what would it be?
My best advice is to live today for today. If you try to nostalgia build, that will usually backfire. It's usually a waste of money, it's a waste of time, and by the time it's done, is it something you want today, or is it something you wanted 10 years ago, or something your father did or your grandfather did? I understand, you know, wanting to hang on to some kind of nostalgia, but you know, when you're building your car, build it for you, build it for today. Don't build it for expectations for other people. I don't care what anybody thinks of this car. They can suck it.